started. Let me just knock that off. And my name is Paula Wilkinson, and I'm going to be doing the first hour. And I think James is taking over at for the second half. So we'll get started now. And we've got the amazing Sue Worrell, as always, who is going to be talking all about our star products, because as we know, without our products, we haven't got anything. That is, that's what it's all about. And Sue does an amazing job every single month of just giving us so much information about the power of our Juice Plus products and why they're so important to our health and how we can portray this to our customers and potential customers and give us the confidence. So Sue is an LMD in the business. She's been a nutritionist for over 30 years and running clinics in Cardiff and in London. And she's been taking Juice Plus for over 20 years. Are you there, Sue?
I am here. Yes. Hi, everyone. Great to be on again. Yeah, it's over 40 years now, I've calculated. So yes, time keeps going forward. So I'm going to share my screen straight away. To make sure everyone can see it, and I'll get going. Okay, let's press play. Okay, so every time I do this, I try to bring something else in, another bit of information and another thing that we can reinforce really when we sell to people, when we recommend it, when we talk about it. And so this morning I'm going to talk a bit more about the difference between the vitamins and the phytonutrients, the plant nutrients that are in Juice Plus. So I heard a talk by Jeff Montague-Smith last week, and he just said a little sentence, and it just triggered this, that we really need to really understand and really embrace the fact that on this slide, I usually whip through it, but it is completely different. And we're allowed to talk about A, C, and E, which are the antioxidant vitamins, but really they are just added as that little bit extra. That's the plus, and they're added to the fruit, the vegetable, and the produce that's already in there. So our produce has thousands of plant nutrients, and that's where the magic is. That's what makes the difference. And all the amazing and huge effort we do in farming with no pesticides and herbicides, and how we grow it, and then how we protect that and keep it uncontaminated. And then with this proprietary method, dry it and or suspend it in a lightly frozen state to keep those nutrients that are only in the fruits and veg and berries and everything else the minute they're just ripe. So they only stay, all the nutrition only stays for a few days, and that's when Juice Plus picks theirs. So all this is made to get the best possible quality and the highest amount possible of the plant nutrients. And that's what makes the magic in Juice Plus. That's what helps our body. That's what makes the difference, because our body is made to absorb and utilize all of these precious nutrients. So when you talk about Juice Plus, talk about the fact that it has got the whole fruits and vegetables and greens and everything else, and sometimes the pips and the skin, and all those hundreds of nutrients are encapsulated and then protected. So the last stage we do is really overprotect, if you like, what we've nurtured, grown, and then captured in this capsule, because there are a lot of other things out there that are in powder form, and they will oxidize. So everything, once it gets some moisture and oxygen, it starts to use itself up and deteriorate like every living thing. And encapsulated, it stops that happening, because it has a brilliant barrier for moisture and oxygen and air. So nothing touches it until it's inside our body. So that's why our product is maybe a bit more expensive than some, because of these stages, particularly the encapsulation. And then also because it is much better, and the produce is pristinely grown and with a lot of effort before we start. So all our products are looked after in the same way. They're all made from a multitude of ingredients that work synergistically together, and nothing's got one thing, because our body doesn't want one thing. It doesn't want huge amounts of, say, vitamin C, So you can overdose the body in vitamin C, and that's not what it's looking for. It has to process that out. So our Juice Plus products have got this synergy of all the different nutrition bits and ingredients that make it work together. And not only that, we've got the best certification ever. I was reading about another product this week. I won't name it, but and it's got a lot of claims about it lately. It does not have one single published peer-reviewed study, not one, and it does not have the certification that Juice Plus has. So we have got a completely product that is standalone and miles above everything else. When it comes to athletes, there's a lot of things about athletic greens and working with athletes and working with professionals. Juice Plus started that in the beginning. We've been working with athletes for years, but we don't just concentrate on athletes. If it's good enough for athletes, it's really good enough for us as well. But when you do work with athletes, like I work with one who was a gold and silver medalist, and as soon as he got the 7 seconds of the gold record of the world record, they pulled him in and said, "Come with me and let's take a sample of your urine." And it's just fruit and vegetables, so perfectly safe. And now it has the stamp of approval. So I've left this slide here because we've now got 40 studies. We've got 40 odd studies. I think it's 48. We're going towards 50 studies. It's not a fluke that our studies have come out with markers for different aspects of health. If we did one study or two studies, and they're not even epidemiological studies where you have thousands of people ticking boxes. They're put in people's bodies and we then watch what happens. So they're dietary intervention studies. So our studies are really strong. And if you read anything about people dissing the studies, just ignore it because you know better. And now we've got more and more of them. They've got no argument because you cannot have a fluke happening over and over and over again because many of them cross over. So do read the studies, do find out about them whenever you can. And if you need to know anything about the studies, please ask me and I can tell you where to find them. So now we know what we've got. Juice Plus could stop there, but no, they've got the Institute of Science where they don't just look at Juice Plus fruits and vegetables and what it does for us. They look at fruits and vegetables as a whole and what they themselves do. So that's a brilliant facility, and that's what Juice Plus, the company, supports. We've got all these different videos done by Manfred Lamfreck, who was the head of the research in Graz University, and he's now working part-time for Juice Plus, where he translates the academic parts of it and the synopsis of it into layman's language, and he's really good at it. So please, if you're just new to Juice Plus, go and listen to those. So you can read about the rest of what they do on all the different handouts and all the information in the hub. There's tons of information in the hub, and you can go and find it there. And you can download it and you can put it onto your bookshelves or Kindles if you download it properly. And you've got this information then to pass on to everybody else. So our capsules are absolutely amazing, and I've taken them for, I think it's 23 years now. And my husband said to me last week, if I get any more energy, he's leaving me. So I'm doing very well on them. Talking about the other products, the bars I mentioned last time, and someone asked me to go over it. They're really good for sports people, particularly cyclists and golfers, because they're easy to digest. So they use bars and gels and things, and gels give them a high and then dip, and the bars don't do that. So with golf, 90% in your mind, put the golf bar in your golf bag, and you just eat it at intervals. Most golfers start with a bacon roll and then they have a dip. And once your mind starts wandering, you've lost your game. And if any golfer who, if you say, I can improve your score, they'll do anything. The vegetable soup is fantastic. I've made a casserole for this weekend, and I always thicken it with the vegetable soup because it's much better than putting corn flour or anything other thickening agents in there. And I'm allergic to wheat or anything to do with that. So it's brilliant, and it's a really good snack in the winter. Or if you're out and about on long walks, we went to a long walk on the coast the other day, and I took a flask of soup with us in kept hot, and it was just wonderful. This product is, I haven't used it that much, but I have used it with people with high blood pressure because of the fiber. Excuse me, because of the fiber. The plant is called glucomonon, and it's a root, and it's all fiber. It's what no calorie noodles are made from. And because of the fiber, it does help with lowering blood pressure and also lowering cholesterol. But it's very good for weight loss. If you've got a lot of weight to lose, it's really good at keeping people from being hungry. And there used to be some palm oil in it. I don't know if there still is. I'm sure there isn't, but I've left it up there because it reminded me to make a note to make sure it's not there any longer. But when it was in there, there's like everything else, there's two kinds of palm oil, and one is highly manufactured, and there is some that is not so bad. But it's a tiny amount anyway, because it's mostly oat oil. But we are very, very open, and we tell everybody everything that's in it. So omegas are fantastic. I take 3 every day. Sometimes I take 4 if I've been out exercising more. My knees are a bit sore. Amazing product, and it just is another product that has other omegas with the omega-3, and it's that synergy that makes the difference. It's like teamwork, you know, together everyone achieves more. It's exactly the same with living items and oils and nutrients. When they work together in your body, the whole effect, the effect of them all together is more than each one individually. So the omega-3, it comes from a thing called schizachytrum, which is grown outside our oceans. It's not easy to grow, but it's a really good product because it's what the fish eat in the oceans to get their omega-3. And this means that our oceans are not only do we not deplete the fish stocks or the krill, which is the higher levels of feeding food, we don't even interrupt the oceans. So I love it. It's just a fantastic product. And now we've got vitamin D in it, and zinc and lutein and lycopene as well. All of those are really important nutrients to help all our body do all its cascade of processes to keep us healthy and well long term. It has plenty DHA and EPA, by the way. It's about the same as others, but it's got this effect where everything together makes it work more. And there's already one study, and I believe there's another study coming with using the omegas. And so the combination of the 4 together is really powerful. And if people can't afford that, then I start off with the omega and the berries very often. That's an easier package to start, but it really does give them some results quite quickly as well when you bring the omegas in. Uplift, I couldn't live without my Uplift. I've had 3 days last week and I was so busy. I had 2, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. They are just brilliant. And they give us all these B vitamins. I'm not going to go through them. You can look these up. B vitamins are very, very, very important. And you find a lot of people buying B vitamin complexes because we're often short of them. Oops, sorry, just slipped then. Particularly for women in menopause and teenagers, when the hormones are all changing, B vitamins are really important. So it's a brilliant way of getting your B vitamins. Perform is an amazing product because I wasn't sure it was going to be when it was high protein, but the soy they use is absolutely the top class, and it's not the normal soy that's just grown, and it could be genetically modified or anything else. They grow it themselves. They only use their own soy. And soy has all the 9 essential amino acids that we need. It's one of the few that does. And it has all these benefits. So why stay away from it? There are a few people who are allergic to soy, but very often when it turns out not to be soy, it's just that they've had foods that there's not the soy that's not very good and not very nice for us because it's not being processed properly. So the soy is cold water washed, and it's made without GMO ingredients. And it's got this responsible soybean standard program, which there was like a something in the proteins that was causing problems. And that's made sure it's clean. So look at all the boxes it ticks. It is just great. And it's a brilliant combination to use if you're very busy mums who go to the gym particularly. But also as you get older, we need protein, and we very often cut the protein down when we shouldn't. We should keep the protein up. And then we've got our tower gardens, which are a whole different ball game and a whole different business, but they go together so well. So if you find anyone who is interested in growing their herbs and things at home, or even in a mini allotment or whatever, they'll end up taking the capsules as well. So that's it. I think I've just about covered everything. And if you don't know anything about tower gardens, please go and have a look. And I'll stop sharing.
Thank you, Sue. That was incredible as always. So I'd love it if you could just pop in the chat what your best tip was from Sue there, from her presentation. I've just been reading through some of the chat just now. Everyone's just, just loving what you're saying. And, we all love the products. And put in, what is your favorite product? Why do you like it? I mean, I just love them all. I've got my shake here in my giant glass. I couldn't start my day without my uplift and all my capsules, and I heard you about the omegas that you take now at bedtime. Can you say about that a little bit more, because I didn't know about that?
What, taking them at bedtime?
Yeah.
Yes, I mean they still work just as well the rest of the day. It's like everything else. It just is very good to take them at night, and especially if you're doing overnight fasting. So make it the last thing you do at night, and it's all about what your body can absorb and utilize. So it does like it at night. It does absorb it and utilize, because we do the repair at night, and then it gives your body all those hours. I always do a 14-hour overnight fast. So if you combine that with taking them at night, that's the best. That's how I use them, and I think that's probably the best way. But if you can't do it, don't worry, because they still work whenever you take them.
Okay, great. And is it best to take all your supplements, all your capsules at the same time? So if you're taking the 6 all at the same time, it doesn't make any difference.
I've talked to Mitra Ray some years ago, and there's been a few studies. People have had a look at this, and it really doesn't make much difference with the fruit, veg, and berries. Doesn't make any difference at all. I think the most important thing is to take them when you remember to take them.
Yeah, and then you don't
have them on the kitchen table, or else on the last thing you do when you go and get a glass of water at night or something, whichever way you do it. I tend to take my fruit, veg, and berries in the morning, usually with my uplift, and swallow them with that. And then I take the omega at night. I don't always put them in my shake, because I just feel I lose some with it coated on the glass and things like this. And I want every bit of it. So I usually swallow the capsules. The capsules break up as soon as they're in your body, and they're in the bloodstream in no time. So I prefer to, since they've been made with fermented tapioca, this pulilan, I would rather take them and know they're in my body and in my bloodstream as soon as possible.
Yeah, same. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Sue. And so, as I said, if everyone can say a big thank you to Sue, that would be amazing. So we'll see you next month, hopefully. And so we're going to move on to Natalie Louise Winter, who's an SSC in the business. And Natalie.
Perhaps Sue might.
Sorry, we've got a guest. We've got guests. Sorry, Simone.
Is Simone here? Are you here, Simone? I don't think she is. I did send her a message to remind her. She's Simone's father. She only found her father recently, and he lives in Jamaica, and she's been going back and forth. So at the moment, she's talking to her father about some land in Jamaica. So she might be tied up this morning, because she's had a lot of phone calls.
I can't see her. No, that's fine.
No, Simone is a practitioner. She's a permaculturist. She's an acupuncturist. She's a functional medicine practitioner. She's studied so much. She speaks 3 languages, and I thought she was coming on there. And she loves Juice Plus from the beginning, and she's got so many stories about patients and how they've recovered on Juice Plus, but she's never stopped taking it. And there's a lovely story. Her husband's professor of psychology, and there's a story about her husband who stopped taking them for a while, and he started to get colds and whatever. And so he said to her, "I'm still getting these colds and you're not." And she said, "That's because I'm taking Juice Plus and you're not." And he got him back onto it. But he was really skeptical in the beginning, and he's a big fan as well now. So I'm sure she'll come on again next month and give us some more stories.
Yeah, she's got an incredible story, but thanks for filling us in there. And so we'll move on to Natalie. As I said, Natalie Louise Winter, SSC in the business, and she's an absolute firecracker, is Natalie. She's a gorgeous girl, and she's just absolutely flying with her business at the moment. She's going to be sharing about my daily focus to make a fortune, but I'll just tell you a little bit about her. So I joined the business in 2016 as a fed-up graduate and new mum, and for extra income alongside my job and my little boy. I built my business to SSC in lockdown, and until recently, I was treating the business as a hobby, and I love the social side it gave me outside my home life. A lot of people say that. It's just the community, the Juice Plus community, isn't it? So I recently decided to rebuild after Liverpool on Fire event and started a 90-day game plan in February. I've ticked off so many goals, company leaderboards, grown my paying line by 6,000, spoke on stage at the convention and qualified for stage 1 Rio, and helped so many people to reach their goal. And I'm now on a mission to get to NMD and to get my seat on that plane to Rio, taking as many girls as I can. Are you there, Natalie?
Hi, I am.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, thank you for that gorgeous introduction. So nice. And
Pleasure.
thank
Can't
you.
wait to hear what you're going to talk about.
Thanks to James as well for asking me. It's always such an honour to be asked. So I'm really excited to be here today. So as Paula mentioned, my topic was the daily focus to make a fortune. So for me, my daily focus is always having in mind the future and that bigger vision, and what can I do every day to build towards that. So that switch really flipped for me when I realized that actually this is so much bigger than just me and my goals. This for me is the impact that I can have on so many other people out there who are like I was before I found these products and business. So before I jumped on the products and signed up, I was broken financially and physically. I was really unwell. My immune system was super low. I would catch tonsillitis, colds, flus, everything. I just felt like I was always run down. Mentally, I was in a toxic relationship. So I'd really just become a shell of myself, and I felt like I had just totally lost my identity. So flip to now, and I am now financially independent. I live with myself and my 2 children. Physically, I have never had more energy. I am in the gym pretty much every day, running around after my kids, feeling amazing. I never catch colds or flus or anything like that now. If I get anything, it's so mild, I barely even know I've got it. And mentally, I found confidence. I feel like I finally know who I am, and I can genuinely say that I love my life, and that is down to these daily habits that I have put into my life every single day since getting really serious about the business. And I'll talk to those about today. But what really keeps me focused is remembering that girl that I used to be, and I always have in the back of my mind how many other women are there out there who are, feeling trapped in their situation, or feel like they've lost their identity after having a child, or they're burnt out because they're working full time and trying to take care of their children. And those are the people that I want to help and have an impact on. And that is what I mean by it is more than just me. There is a bigger picture out there. So, and I do recognize that my bigger vision. So, I'd love to run big retreats for women and inspire lots of people with my story and educate other people in the way that I needed. But I understand that all starts with me and my daily habits. So obviously a DMO is a given. We've all got to do our DMO every single day, no matter how we're feeling. In order to build that momentum, you've got to do the inboxing, the networking, the content. That is a given, right? But for me, it's what is the intention behind that? What energy are you putting behind that? Are you just doing the do because it's part of your day and you've got to tick it off your list? Or are you excited about the business? Have you got that positive energy behind your voice notes and your messaging? And the way that I ensure that I always have that intention and energy is through daily self-development. And that is something that I focus on every single day. And if I let that slip, my business slips, my mindset slips, everything just seems to start slipping. So it's so important to really implement this every single day. So for me, that really started with recognizing my flaws and my bad habits, which if you've never done it before can be quite difficult to be really honest with yourself and look inside and see where you can improve and just really take accountability for your own health, for your business. And for me, that was things like really taking control of my sleep, something so simple, but it can be really effective. So your sleeping habits, making sure that you are using your products effectively. You know, Sue's just given us an amazing presentation there, which will really help you to learn how to use your products effectively. And I do personally take my omegas every single night and I absolutely love them. But just making sure I was using my products towards a health goal and a journey and sharing that instead of just taking them just because, you know, I've got to, but then not doing all the other stuff alongside it, like the exercise and the healthy eating and these kind of things. It's really important because they do go hand in hand. So I really took control of that and started to blog a health journey. So for me, that was muscle building and focusing on my training because that was helping with my mental health too. And of course, it gives you so much content to blog as well. If you are on this health journey, you will never be short of things to talk about. Going back to the mental health side of things, I think it's really, really important to have that good energy to focus on your mindset. So for me, I started to implement daily things like journaling, and I would just be really honest with myself when I was journaling and ask myself questions like, why am I doing this? What are my mental blocks? What is stopping me from achieving what I want to achieve? And just really getting it out of my head and getting out of my own head, putting it down on paper and just using that as a form of release and to kind of reorganize and structure my brain. And one thing that I really love to journal is what is really, really important to me. That is such a good way to realign and refocus if you feel like everything's getting in the way. Just sit down and really focus on what is important to you. Why are you doing this? And I pride myself on my social media of being really vulnerable and honest with other people about my journey, the struggles I've overcome and how I've overcome that. And I think that there is a strength in being vulnerable and there's a positive way to do it. So I don't post all of like my problems and things on social media, but I will say, hey, I had this issue, this is how I've overcome it. Who would love to come and do this with me, come on this journey with me. And that's the way that I show vulnerability. And I think without showing that bit of vulnerability, you will find it difficult to connect with other people, and especially other people on a deeper level, which I think is what this business is all about. It's about building those really meaningful relationships. So I think just showing that little bit of vulnerability is important as well. And that for me is just what it's all about. So going back to the bigger picture, I think it's really important to ask yourself, who do you want to help and why? Why do you want to help those people? And I think we're always best equipped to help the people that we maybe used to be, or, you know, focusing on something that's really important to you. And that for me is how I explained in the beginning, those women who are in that situation I used to be in. And that will be the driving force behind your business as well, because I think we thrive when we are helping other people and we feel like the work we're doing is really important. So that's always at the back of my mind. Who do I want to help and why? And once you start to really put that work in on yourself as well, I think you'll truly begin to understand yourself, and then you will really, really know your why, and that is going to give you so much focus and drive. So I am a really, really big visual person. I love writing as well. So I do have a vision board with all my pictures and my goals on, and I see it every day. It's in my kitchen. So I spend a lot of time in there. So I'm always looking at that. And it's such a powerful tool. I've found that when I'm putting things on there, I'm really, you know, bringing them to life. And I've already pulled some of those goals off this year already, starting to come into fruition. So I love having something visual, but like I said, I love writing as well. So find what works for you. But I love this tool, and I've spoken about it a lot, and that is writing a letter to your future self. And it's such a good way to keep focused and to keep building that bigger picture. So I write this letter as if, you know, I've already achieved the goals I want to achieve. Maybe it's the future me at the end of the year, and it would just be, you know, dear Natalie, you did it, you're feeling amazing, you've took your children to Disneyland, you've had the best time, whatever your goals are. And you can keep rereading that as well to really realign and refocus when you feel like maybe you're slipping off path. And again, the journaling, I absolutely love that. If I'm going through a difficult situation as well, whether it be business or my personal life, instead of having like that negative self-talk and negative mindset, I try to flip it over. So if something happened that, you know, really got me down, I would ask myself, what can I learn from this? Why do I feel this way? How can we change this going forward? And that really helps me to get through the tough times in business and my personal life. So I can just plow through, even through the tough times, I will still keep going. Another thing I do daily as well is just implementing some form of exercise or fresh air, whether it's going out walking. For me, it's the gym. This really, really helps me to have that routine and structure. And I like to start my day with that to get those good endorphins flowing. And like I went back to the intention and the good energy, that really helps me to have that. And just having that structure and routine as someone who is self-employed, I'm at home during the day, I've got to have organisation, structure. Otherwise, things will not get done, especially once I pick the children up. I know it's game over. So I would really recommend planning out your day with your business as well and implementing those things. And I always remind myself as well that sometimes self-care looks a lot like being disciplined. So that for me is doing the do regardless. So sometimes self-care is taking that time out to relax and switch off, but also for me it is about being disciplined and still getting that DMO done every day, because I know that if I let those little daily habits slip, then everything will slip from underneath me. So self-care for me is being really, really disciplined and just constantly realigning my goals, falling back on those. Self-development will really, really help you to step up and become the leader that you want to be, because you've got to take care of yourself first and foremost. The speed of the pack is the speed of the leader. So if you're not doing the do every day and taking care of yourself, then how can you expect your team and the people you're bringing in to do it? You've got to set that example. And I think everyone on this call, you really do know deep down what you're capable of. You do know your full potential. Everyone knows it. It's just about implementing those little daily habits and stepping stones to get you there. So I just want to, I'm going to wrap up in a minute, but I just want to leave you with a bit of a question. So if you really threw all of your excuses out the window, okay, and you knew that no one could judge you, what would you do? What would that look like? What could you achieve? Because that is your potential, and you know, you all have that dream implanted in your heart, and I truly believe that if you do have a dream in this business, that it's there for a reason, because that is your calling and you have all got the potential to achieve it, because life is going to pass us all by whether we reach those goals or not. So get up, get to work every single day, and you won't regret it, because the only things we regret is the chances we don't take. So yeah, thank you.
Oh, Nat, that was amazing. Thank you so much. And honestly, she just lives by everything she says. I'm on their team group and she's just kind of in there at all times of day, like answering everyone's questions. She's always there for everyone. And honestly, whatever she's just said now, she's living by it, and that's it. And she's getting the success out of that. So whatever she said, take on board. So thanks so much. And again, can everyone please put in the chat their top tip from Natalie's amazing presentation just now. And Nat, did you have Karen there?
I did, but unfortunately she couldn't make it. But I'll just quickly say that me and Karen together are actually hosting a workshop event in Darlington on the 23rd of March. So we're really going to be focusing on things like the clinical studies, the health side, and self-development and confidence building, and making it, you know, something that's really educational and giving people those tools to then go away and work on themselves and the business. So if anybody would love to come to that, and me and Karen will be hosting, just pop me a message for the info on that.
Okay, fantastic. That sounds incredible. How do they get tickets? Just email you, message you?
Yeah, I've got a link on there. I've popped it in a couple of groups, but if you haven't seen the link yet, just pop me a message and I can send it over.
Oh, okay, great. So if anyone's up up near Darlington, or you don't even have to
Darlington,
be
yeah.
near Darlington, you can travel to Darlington.
Yeah, it's great for the train as well. Most trains pass through Darlington, so it's a really good location for people to travel to.
Right, fabulous. So that sounds great. So just as Nat said, just send her a message and she'll send you details. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
So now we've got Charity, who's a PMD in the business, and I'm just going to just say a little bit about her. So my name is Charity, and passionate about health and wellness and the transformative power of Juice Plus. My journey into this incredible opportunity began in 2015 when I decided to embark on a new chapter after dedicating 6 years of being a stay-at-home mum to my lovely girls. After 2 years, I left my job. The freedom and boundless potential offered by Juice Plus became my guiding force. It was a leap of faith that opened doors to new possibilities and unleashed an I can't say it. I can't say it. I can't remember. I could. Right, spirit. And you when you get your words mixed up, I'll say it in a minute. And in 2020, I studied and became a certified health and life coach. Today, I am proud to lead a dynamic global team in 20 countries. Juice Plus has been my vehicle for self-discovery and empowerment. And it's not just a business, but a community, lifestyle, and platform to impact lives. And so Charity's going to be talking today about working the marketing plan. Are you there, Charity?
I'm here. I'm here.
Nice to see you.
Thank you so much. That was amazing, Nat. That was so powerful. Getting that self-care, it's very, very important. Very important. Brilliant one. Thank you. Okay, so today I'm here to talk to us about the marketing plan. And but before I do that, for anyone that is here in the business, I would quickly like to share my screen and talk us through the hub, where you can actually get more resources and get more information in regards to the marketing plan. Can we all see my screen, please? Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, so we've got the hub, which is, I believe it's so amazing. So if you're new in the business, it's self-explanatory. Log into the hub and all you need to do is just go to your dashboard and scroll down where you've got the resources. We've got all the resources. We've got all the countries where Juice Plus operates in. So you pick your own country. So I'm going to pick United Kingdom because that's where I'm based in. So under the United Kingdom, I would go to the Juice Plus business. And in there, you've got the compensation plan. You've got all the other informations about the products. We've heard how amazing the products are from Sue's presentation. Well done, Sue. Thank you so much for that. You're always delivering when it comes to the products. So we've got that so we could also learn more about the products on our own. So for me today, I'm going to be talking to us about the marketing plan. So I'm just going to quickly go through and get my presentation up and running. Okay, so the compensation plan basically explains all the marketing plan that we need, the resource sections, and the information and how you can actually grow your business. I've just shown us the hub. So for anyone that is growing their business internationally, it's down for you to go into the hub and look through the marketing plan of the countries where you're actually growing your business, and it would help you. So the compensation plan is something that has been laid out carefully for us. Everything there, you can actually download it, review all the whole point on the marketing plan, and it would help you to understand the structure much, much better and correctly, especially if you're a new beginner in the business. For me, I have been in this business for 8 years now, and I am a full-time presidential marketing director in the business, and my husband is a part-time QNMD in the business. The business model, it's something that is perfect for busy people, regardless of what your schedules might be. It is well structured. And one thing about this business is, guys, if you are able to recruit good people, and when I mean good people that can actually come in and work, and they're not the kind of people that you would have to like kind of push up the hill the whole time, then this opportunity, to be honest to you, is second to none. You know, so we've heard about the amazing products from Sue, and they all make sense. So the other thing I want to talk to us about is to go through, when you come into the compensation plan, endeavor to go through the glosaries, get all the terms, understand all the terminologies, understand the structure and everything that are all laid out there for us in the business. And then in here, we have got several ways, different sectors, different ways that we earn income from the business, which I'm going to go through with us in different ways. But the most important thing is that knowing that when you sign up and you register in this business, you will be given a unique identification number. You will get all the resources like we've just seen the hub. I've just shown you guys the hub. And then you would also have access to your own website, which will allow your customers, you know, to go through, review the information that you've shared with them, and then they would now have to decide if they want to buy the product and to try it and then achieve their health goals. So let's say they decide to buy the product and they've gone through your website. And once the customers do that, Juice Plus pays you what we call a 10% sales profit. So 10% sales profit for every new customers that you recommend that goes through your website, places that order on your official website. You get, even on your own personal order that you buy, Juice Plus rewards you and pays you 10% on those personal products. So you can have as many customers as you want. There is no limit to how many customers that you want. So please make sure you go around, educate them, and then let them understand the benefits of the product. And as you do that, you discover that customers who tend to use the product and are well educated by yourself and do understand it, they would always come back. So based on that, you get to have what we call repeat sales. For me, in being in the business for 8 years, I've got customers who have repeatedly, without even me having to speak to them or talk to them more about coming back to buy the product, because they understand what these products can actually do for them. And so for each of these products, you know, comes with what we call an accumulated volume, which is what we call the product volume, or PV. So for each of the products that customers are getting from you, you are acquiring what we call promotion points volume from them. And as you can see there, you've got the PV, and then you've got the 10% sales profit for each and every single one of them. So when we all start this business, we come into this business, and every single one of us that come into the business, we all start from the same level. So there are 11 promotional levels in this business. As you can see here, we have got 11 promotional levels in this business, and there is no limit to how quick, how slow, how fast you want to go. Everything is all down to you. The goal of this business, from my experience, is the fact that for anyone that joins your business is for you to be able to build that person to the level of a sales coordinator. Once you've been able to build that person to this to the position as of sales coordinator, it comes down to the fact that whoever you bring in a new partner into the business, teach that person. This business is all about teaching. So you get to teach the person what you have learned, what you have acquired, and what has helped you to get to the position where you are. And the quicker you teach that person, the quicker the person understands, the quicker the person picks up. And that's why I say it's good for me, from my experience, not to put anyone down, but it's always good to make sure that you are educating people. Be somebody coming into the business that you're willing to learn the business and willing to take instructions from that person who has brought you into the business. So let's say if you are good at doing what you're doing, then what we want to do is to be able to allow everyone that comes into our business to ascend to the higher levels in the pay plan. So for me, I built my business. When I started this business, I built it on a part-time basis until I got to a senior sales coordinator. Getting to a senior sales coordinator, by the grace of God, I was able to build myself to that position where I was earning 1.5 monthly salary from what I was getting paid in my full-time job. And that gave me the assurance, that if I had to put in much effort into this business with consistency, with focus.
Sorry, Charity, your presentation is not showing. People are not
Yeah, I
saying
know.
it.
I know. That's fine. That's fine. Thank you. So with consistency and focus, determination and willingness for you to learn, you will be able to, and good communication and skills, you discover that the sky is the starting point. And like you've seen in the previous slide, you know, in addition to the commissions and other payments that you get, you've got a bonus in total of almost £119,480 to take if you are here in the UK. So how quickly you move is up to you. Remember, in this business, movement is the key. So when you read the compensation plan, the key is for you to build a consistent business, a steady business, well-educated, with well-educated customers and team members who would understand what is going on. And then qualification will become automatic. So you will not need to push when it comes to you wanting to reconfirm to acquire those bonuses that you have seen. So building a strong business stable that is well structured will automatically have you gaining those bonuses. Okay, so now the next thing I want to show us is, like I did talk about teaching bonuses, which is what we call them. So when you start earning commissions in this business, you discover that when you are able to build your business to a sales coordinator level, you will be getting paid 10% of the volume that comes from someone who is in your business as a partner and is doing well because you have taught them a lot. And then you find out that that person gets to bring someone else into the business, and they are rewarded for doing that work closely. So now let's say if you also are a sales coordinator from what you can see in the diagram here, if you are a sales coordinator and you've got people who are senior partners, the more you're able, the more you're—
Charity, sorry, did you want to show a different screen? Because we can just see the hub kind of menu.
Is that what you're seeing?
Yes.
Yeah, we can't see your presentation.
Are you sure? Oh God, what's
Yeah.
going on? So sorry. Oh, okay, let me stop sharing. So, I don't know what happened. I was actually sharing them. Oh my God, so sorry. Okay, let me reshare my screen. So sorry, guys. Oh God, I don't know what happened there.
Oh, there we go.
Do I have to start all over again, or are you guys okay with this?
James? James, do you want Charity to start all over again, or just
But if you could just give us a little bit of a quick summary on what you've shown us so far, just very quickly, that would be good, because
Okay, I'm just gonna—
we haven't seen anything so far.
So sorry, guys.
No worries.
just summarize each screen.
Okay, so this is basically what I have shown from the onset, talking about the compensation plan. You've got the ebook there, which is self-explanatory. You've got all the glossaries, information, terminologies that you need to learn about the business and all that you need to know about the business. And I talked about the different ways that we could earn money, which I'm going to be looking into in details. And then I've talked about the sales profit, which is 10% that you will be getting from every new customer, and even from your own self. If you decide when you buy the product from yourself, Juice Plus rewards you, gives you that 10% sales profit from it. And then I talked about the product, the product volume of each of the products that we have when customers buy the product from you, and the 10% for each of the products and what it is. And then I talked about the promotion bonuses, the different levels in the business, and talked about you building your business to sales coordinator, the total volume that you get if you're here in the UK with the promotional bonus is a total of £119,480. And then talked about you building a strong, stable business, getting everybody that comes into your business to a sales coordinator level and teaching them what you have learned. And then they get to go out there and look for some other person and do the same and build them up to a sales coordinator level. And by so doing, you discover that you are building a strong, stable business. So sorry, guys. Oh my God. And then I talked about what we call the teaching bonus. This is what I call it teaching bonus, because this is what we get paid from teaching people, other people in our business. So we have 3 different allowances that that we get paid that totals up to 10%. And this is the extra money that we're going to be getting paid on orders that is coming through from our team. And I talked about that if you're a sales coordinator, I believe this is where I stopped. Okay, and I talked about if you're a sales coordinator, you're going to get paid 10% of the volume that your partner is doing. Anyone that is underneath you as a sales coordinator, what they're doing in the business, Juice Plus will be rewarding you 10%. Guess you get rewarded for it. So the more people that you're building up, the more downlines, the more team members that you're building up, rather from community sales, senior partner to partner plus or a partner or your customers, or that you discover that the more they climb up to the level and they get to you, you discover that the less the commission that you will be getting paid, because what it is, you've got less work to do. So the more work you're doing as a partner here, the more work you're doing here as a partner, that you've got a new partner here and you're a sales coordinator here, you've got a lot of teachings to do, and that person picks up on what you've taught them and come in here, become a partner plus, and able to bring somebody in. You discover that you're teaching them less because now they've got to teach someone who is a partner. And once you're able to build them to a senior partner in the business and getting them to become a sales coordinator and all that, you discover that you get less money, because why? The less work, the less teaching that you've got to, the less you're going to be teaching them. So that's just what this is all about. So if I know that we are being rewarded for teaching others, Juice Plus reward us for teaching, and this is the critical point of our business. We want others that come into our business to actually ascend to a higher level, to a higher position than sorry, I'm trying to stop this. Oops. I'm not sure what's happening. Sorry, guys. Not sure what's happening with my technology today. Just bear with me. Okay, just got it back. Just so. Oh God, so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Okay, sharing again. And let's get that from the beginning. So yeah, you discover that this is the critical point where we are in this business, that we have to make sure that we are teaching people, we get rewarded for teaching people. So you can see that as a sales coordinator, you get more. You see that when you, with this sales, with this, all of this that we've got in place, showing how you get paid, you discover that when you get to the sales, the amount of money that you get from being a partner and getting that, the earnings that you get from sales coordinator, you find out that it's much more higher compared. So the more you're growing in your business, the more money you're going to be making. So the quicker, like I said, the quicker that you get, the quicker you grow in the business, the quicker more money you're about to make. So this is also another important aspect of our pay plan, which is the performance bonus. I call this a royalty on the volume that we have created. So you find out that Juice Plus rewards you performance bonus as you begin to create that user network that you have developed. So like I said earlier, the more people you teach, the more your business is growing. So if you build a strong business, you get someone to senior partner, sales coordinator, and if that person becomes a PB qualifier, you're going to be getting this override or royalty, on the business. So that means for you becoming a PB qualifier, you need to, every month, for someone that is here in the UK, you would need to be getting the promotion at the performance bonus volume, or getting the PV of 1,250 points every month. And this is what you can get from people who are your customers, who are partner and partner plus in your business, if you're a sales coordinator or a senior partner in the business. So the idea and the key important thing in this business is that every single one of us want to grow a strong team of people that we know can do what we know that we are doing and what we are teaching them to do that. And when they do this, Juice Plus rewards you 3% of the promote, Juice Plus get to reward you 3% of the promote out of bonus, which is what I'm coming into. And so if we qualify this for each, and then there are qualifications that are clearly outlined that we are rewarded for developing orders. So Juice Plus rewards us for developing other partners to the same level that we are in. So if I'm a sales coordinator and I get to build somebody to get to a sales coordinator like myself, Juice Plus will automatically reward me for building that person from being a partner to a sales coordinator level in the business. And by so doing, we get 3% of it for promote out of bonus. So this is just a diagram here to show that we are motivated to build sales coordinator businesses in our business. And when we do that, Juice Plus rewards us for every single one of them. And then once you now get to what we call the leadership level of the business, which is a qualifying senior sales coordinator position, you discover that Juice Plus begin to pay you what we call the business investment bonus. And you like what you've heard Natalie talk about the event that she's got. We've also got an event coming up in Stratham next week on the 9th of March, which Olivia is organizing. So you discover that you are getting paid this business investment bonus, which is what we get to use to run events and reinvest them back into our business. We don't need to show Juice Plus the receipts, but we're doing the events because when we do that, it's a way of us reinvesting back into our business. So we use the funds to run these events. Okay. And getting to the level of a national marketing director in the business, when you get to the higher level of the business, on top of all these other 6 different ways that we get paid, Juice Plus now will begin to pay you. You now begin to get a contribution towards what we call your private health insurance. You get this insurance paid to you. And so it feels like when you get to this level, it's more like a corporate package. So you've got all this package coming in. So the marketing plan is there for us, to reward you. Juice Plus uses it to reward us. So if we go through it, learn it, go through it, understand every single one of these, read them carefully, become a student of it, and then you find out you will get to build the same kind of business that most of us who have been in this business longer have been able to build. It's a serious business, so take it serious. I signed up with £50 when I started, and with all the incentives that is going on, we've gone from £1 to £30, and now with this amazing cashback that we've got for those of us who are in the UK, where you get to pay £30 to sign up and then buy your own product. Sue has given us a breakdown on the products, so you decide which of the products you want to get for yourself. Get these products, and you know what? You get a cashback. So that means you're literally paying nothing. You're literally paying nothing. So you are joining the business for nothing, and you're also going to be getting the 10% sales profit on top of it. So joining the business opportunity for me personally is a life-changing opportunity. It's giving me and my family the opportunity to make some decisions that we could never have imagined to have made in the past. But getting involved with Juice Plus has actually helped me. And so please, guys, go through the compensation plan, and that would really help you to understand the business and unravel everything that this Juice Plus business is all about. Thank you.
Oh, that was absolutely incredible. Thank you so much. And it just, there's so much information on the hub, and, Charity, just going through all that there, it just shows.
I'm so sorry. I think I kind of got a bit with the technical issue. It kind of threw me off balance. So
sorry. You did better than what I ever did. It was amazing, because I think we were all listening so much to what you were saying, we don't even really realize that it wasn't moving on. And then, but no, I mean, you've explained everything, so well. So it's given us a great overview. And if anyone wants to, well, it's probably a really good idea to go back to your hub and have a really good look at what Charity's just gone through, just so you can get your own angle on it. And you know, just really work it out, because, you know, as Charity said, it is a really serious business. We've got a really serious business in our hands for you know, it's gold dust for virtually nothing, you know, however much we paid to start off with, and you can just make it into whatever you want. And reading through that just really takes away the it's a hobby into it's a serious business. So thanks so much for going through that. And I can say entrepreneur, I can say it. I don't know what happened to me before. It just kind of got stuck. So thanks again. And everyone, please put in the chat a big thank you to Charity and what you really enjoyed and took away from her presentation. So have you got Jacqueline there now? Or is
Jacqueline is here.
Thank you.
Jacqueline, can you unmute yourself, please?
Hi, everyone. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go on, Jacqueline.
Hi. Yes, I think everybody has said everything. Me, I will just say I joined the business with a £1. And I think that's the best £1 I've ever spent in my life. Reason being, it's given me and my family, I joined with the £1 and then I bought the products for myself. I bought the capsules, and I also bought the starter pack, and I also bought some chewables for my kids because I've got 3 girls who are under 10. And I can boldly say they have been taking their chewables. They are sleeping better. They're drinking more water. They even love vegetables now, because we've got this thing of saying vegetables makes you stronger. Vegetables makes you brilliant at school. So they are taking their chewables, they're sleeping better, not waking up at night. For me, I wanted to join the business because obviously I heard about the extra finances, and also the freedom, time freedom as a working mom, and also I just wanted time with my girls before they grow up. So I thought, what can I do? And then I saw £1. I was like, yes, I'm in. And I can say I'm really grateful. I am sleeping better as well because I'm taking the capsules. The control has done wonders. I'm one person, when I start eating, my eyes are bigger than my stomach. So when I take the control 30 minutes before I eat, it has really cut down my portions of eating. And because of that, I can see I'm sizing down in my wardrobe, which is brilliant. And I'm feeling better. So that's all I can say. This business is amazing and I cannot wait for the future. I'm optimistic. So yeah, if there is anyone who wants to join and feel like they're looking for that, Just Plus is the one. My best £1 spent.
Great, great. Well, Jacqueline, thank you very much indeed. And thank you, Paula, for the first hour. And I hope you've enjoyed it. So Jacqueline, that was absolutely great. And I really, really appreciate you coming on. It takes a lot to come on to tell your story. I know it does. And we really applaud you for doing that. So thank you very, very much. Thank you, everyone, for your participation today. My name is James Sonson. I'm going to be the host now for the next part of the call. As I said, thank you, Paula, very, very much for doing a wonderful job, as she always does at the beginning, to get everything going, the energy going. So I've been involved now with the company for 36 years, but I never intended for it to be that long. But anyway, it's a love affair I have with the company and the people and the mission. And, you know, I think everybody would agree with that who's in the business, that, you know, very, very, very exciting to be involved in such a powerful contribution to the world. I'd say that. So let's just move on now. We've got an amazing guest now who I'm so honored to introduce. She's like a ball of energy. She's just creating so much momentum in London. She's just building a wonderful team, always introducing me at the events to new fantastic people that she's bringing in. So I'm just going to introduce to you now Erin Matilda O'Toole. I'm just going to talk about perfecting our mindset, which is so important. And I'm going to read you a little bit about about Erin quickly. So Erin, sorry. I'm a mum of 3, originally from Australia, and a TV journalist with Sky News. I found the opportunity by chance 5 years ago and thought it seemed like a fun way to get healthy and be more than a mum while on maternity leave. I love everything about the opportunity, especially the fact it allows busy mums like myself to have goals and fulfill ambitions in a flexible way so that we can work around our families, not away from them. I've built a fabulous team in several countries and so excited to help them all get whatever they want from the opportunity. And I'm currently QNMD, on the way to PMD. So big round of applause for Erin.
Thank you so much, James. Hi, everyone. Happy Mega March. I am loving this month already. I can't believe, though, we're in the 3rd month of the year. Every time we do one of these calls, I'm just like, how can it be coffee success already? How can we be at the beginning of another month? But I'm really excited to talk to you guys today about mindset and how important it is to have a strong mindset, not only with your Juice Plus business, but I guess in life as well. So I hope you guys don't mind, but I'm probably going to go a little bit down a different path because I know that we often talk about the importance of self-development, the importance of tapping into that. And whilst absolutely, and that is so key, I believe that there is a lot of our mindset that is already in us, and that for some things we don't necessarily have to look outside to get. So I really want to talk to you guys about like resilience and how important it is to have a resilient mindset, not only in life, but also with your Juice Plus business, and how actually maybe you're stronger than you actually think. So I think sometimes because we get flooded with self-development, right? You know, we can look like everywhere. There's like audios now, and there's books, and there's links, and there's apps, and it's very, I guess we can become very introspective, right? And we can start to think that maybe we need a huge amount of things because we're not sort of enough as we are. But I think it's very important to sort of tap into and remember what you've already got, whilst also growing. Of course, you know, we're going to want to grow, we want to develop, we want to learn, but we've also got to remember what we already are. So I want you guys to think now about something that you've overcome in life, because guaranteed you've all overcome something, right? You've all had a challenge at some point, or something that really knocked you for 6, or a trauma or a loss, or you've had to really dig deep. Okay, so everyone's going to have a different experience, but there's no way that someone has got to adult life without experiencing something that might have been hard or challenging. And I want you to now realize that you are sitting here. Now, obviously, I'm not saying you block out everything and then you just put on a smile and you move on. But what I'm saying is, whilst it's really important to acknowledge when we're having tough times and hard times, and we're going to have them in life, we're going to have them in business, it's really important not to sit there for too long, because when you sit in that place, all you're doing is creating more of that narrative and that bad feeling. And we've all been there, right? We've all had rejections or something, and we've sat in that place and we've got a bit comfortable, you know? And I think as well in our business, maybe the last couple of years, perhaps we've all sat in that place of struggle a little bit, maybe too long. And it's only when we start to move out of that struggle, we start to progress again. And then the energy gets good again. And then we start to feel good again. And then what does that do? That attracts more good. And suddenly we start to clock up wins, and everything starts moving in a positive way. So I really think it's important for us to acknowledge when we're going through a tough time, to acknowledge when something's disappointing or rubbish, because it is disappointing. You know, it might be that you had a customer that suddenly said, oh, these products are rubbish. You know, it didn't work for me. And even though you know that that's not true, you can't convince them otherwise, right? And that is disappointing. It's disappointing if you've got an amazing team member who's doing really, really well, and then suddenly they fall off the face of the earth, or they suddenly decide that what they loved about it, they hate about it, and they're out. It is, of course, it's disappointing. We're only human, yeah? But is it going to serve us for focusing on that? Because eventually we want to progress with our business, right? Otherwise you wouldn't be here. So what I want to say to you firstly is, if you had a disappointing year last year, okay, stop talking about it now. Stop thinking about it. It's happened. There is nothing you can do to change that. All that you can change is how you see this year and what you focus on this year. So I really would encourage you, if you need to, go and write it all down. Vent, get it out. Go for a big walk, have a big cry. Whatever you need to do to release that struggle is so important. And I think that if you take from that, as you move forward in this year, you're going to have struggle. You're going to have disappointment. You're going to have rejection. You're going to have people telling you no. You're going to have all of these things. It is life. You're not going to get through a year only getting wins. But when you do get those rejections, try and deal with them at the time and try and become a little bit quicker at moving out of it. I remember when I first started, a rejection, it could take me weeks to recover from that rejection. But over time, and by tapping into my resilience, I've now got to the point where, it still can knock me and it can still make me feel rubbish, but I've got much better at expressing that, talking to someone about it even. And some people say, oh, you shouldn't focus on the negatives, you shouldn't moan, you've got to always. I think toxic positivity can be just as damaging personally, because it is implying that if you're struggling with something, therefore it's you, and that you're weak or you're not strong enough, or whatever that rubbish is, right? I don't believe in people having to be strong. I think people can be very strong while still being very vulnerable. I think people can be absolute superstars in strength while still crying. So I don't believe in that kind of everything's fine. But I do believe that if you share that with someone, even if it's someone that's got nothing to do with the business, and you can say to them, like, this is going to be really boring for you, and it probably sounds absolutely ridiculous when I'm thinking about what's happening in the world, but it really upset me that I had this customer and they said that, my products were rubbish and they weren't doing anything, and it just really knocked me, because once you speak it, you actually realize that it's not a big deal. Does that make sense? So sometimes when it's all in our head, things can become so much bigger than what they are. And then if you think about what you've already overcome in your life, yeah, and then you're going to put that into the perspective, is what you're going through in your business, is that going to throw you? Because I can guarantee you have overcome something far worse than a customer saying that the products are rubbish, or a team member dropping off the face of the earth. And if you remind yourself that you're a survivor, you have survived far worse, that this is nothing to you, yeah? And you have that armor, then guaranteed you're going to snap out of it quicker. You're going to not let it, take it so personally. And then you're going to be able to go and get some wins to put that person in the past, yeah? And you're going to move forward in a better way. And something I don't ever like to fully go into my story, because I don't believe that, we bring it into the business. It doesn't really serve. But what I want to say is, one time I was with a friend who was at ITV with me, and, we'd become very, very close. And one time we were talking, and we had different life experiences, but she had gone through some really hard and challenging times as well as a child. And she said to me, I don't get how you're able to be like you are. I'm finding it really difficult because her mindset had been, because I've gone through hard and challenging times, there's something with me. It's something to do with me. I'm going to always struggle. Whereas I had the mindset of, because I've been through hard and challenging times, my goodness, aren't I going to be able to attract the most incredible things? Because look at what I've gone through and I've survived. So, wow, the world is going to be my oyster because I'm going to use that pain not as a shield. I think if you use pain as a shield, you close yourself off and you become cold, you become hard, and you block out light, you block out love. But if you can use that shield, right, and put it right inside of you and use it to fuel your fire, you are going to become unstoppable. You really will, because it's going to burn inside of you. And you're going to get faced with rejection, but you're going to be thinking to yourself, okay, whatever, I can overcome this. My God, I'm one of the most powerful people in this world. And that internal resilience and survivor attitude, I honestly think will help you not only with challenges that you face in business, but challenges you face in life. Because we know we are what we attract what we are, and we attract what we're thinking about and focusing on. So if you're putting out to the world that you're someone that can't recruit, you're someone that people don't want to be around, you're someone that loses team members, you're someone that struggles, you're someone, my friend at the time, she thought she was destined to be alone. She thought that, because she hadn't had a very successful love life to that point, she thought that that was going to be her narrative. And I said to her, if that's what you truly start to, if you believe that, that's all you're going to attract. And it's such a vicious cycle, because it's not that we want to attract more bad things, but when we're sitting in the struggle, that's actually all we're going to do, because we're thinking about that. We're saying it. We're putting that out to the universe. And if you can, in your hardest times, if you can force yourself to change that narrative in your head, even though you might be sitting there absolutely on your knees struggling, if you can just say to yourself, this isn't my destiny. This isn't what I was put here to do. I'm more than this. This I'm going to overcome. I'm attracting wonderful things. I'm attracting love. I'm attracting joy. I'm attracting customers, team members, all the good things. If you can say it enough, it's not faking it till you make it. It's building it until it comes to you, because I truly believe it does come to you. I really, really do. So I think sometimes let's remember how powerful we are, and let's also remember what we're very good at, our skills, our talents, because it's great when we're working on our mindset. We often get told what we're not. It's like, you've got to be stronger, or you've got to do this, or maybe you don't do enough of that, or maybe you're not that confident, and all of these things. But maybe we should start thinking about what we're good at and what we're naturally wonderful at. Maybe you're a really good listener. Maybe you're a really good, kind person that when people talk with you, they feel better about themselves. There's so many different skills that we all have, and talents that we all have. And tap into those talents and make more of them. If you're really good at talking to people, then start to have one-to-one calls with people. If that's what you do. I'm not very good at talking on the phone. I don't like it. It's something that it kind of freaks me out a little bit. But I can very happily talk with people when I see them. So I'm trying to do a little bit more face-to-face and trying to sort of put myself out there in that way. So it's of course I'm going to work on the fact that I have to speak on the phone, but I'm not going to beat myself up about it, force myself to only do that and not enjoy the process. I'm going to focus more on what I really enjoy, which is meeting up with people and building team and everything like that. So I would love you to start to think about what you're good at, how incredible you are, what you've overcome and how amazing that is. Yeah. Start to give yourself some credit and use that to go forward. Because I think if you sit as a victim, you are going to put yourself out there as a victim. Our past doesn't define us, guys, but we can be defined by it. You can really use that to your advantage. You really, really can. You are, yeah, a warrior. Absolutely. We're survivors. We're warriors. We've overcome life and we're here. We're on this call. We're passionate about improving ourselves, helping other people. It's amazing. And it can start with just one person. You don't have to have a huge team. You don't have to beat yourself up if you're not the top recruiter or the top seller or anything like that. Just go and find someone that you are getting enjoyment from working with. Just one person even. Start to really enjoy that. Start to document it on your social media. Start to fill up your cup. And that will have such a trickle-on effect. I truly believe it will. So that's what I've been sort of focusing more on, I think, the last little while, and really thinking about what do I already have in me that I can tap into to improve my business and make my life better and the lives of people around me better. So rather than sitting there and thinking, what do you need to work on? Start to think as well, what have you already got? Yeah. So that is what I wanted to share with you guys. I know it was a little bit off-piste, but you know me, I like to be a little bit off-piste. And I hope you guys found that useful. Always up for people who want to have a chat, come along to our London events. We've got them happening all the time. You're more than welcome. Just jump on the train if you live outside of London. We have a very eclectic mix, don't we, James? There's all people from all different teams, walks of life, but we come together and we really connect and we really share a positive energy. And it is a great way to fill up your cup and to connect with other people that you might not already, because they might be part of a completely different team to you. So I am now going to throw to the wonderful Kelly, who has been on my team for, I want to say 6 months properly. Kelly was on my social media for a long time and she's doing an incredible job. She is an absolute inspiration to me. If you look on her social media, she's the fittest person I know. She's an absolute amazing person to have on the team and she's just such a beautiful soul. So Kelly, take it away.
Thank you, Erin. Hope everybody can hear me. Everyone's doing well this morning. It's such a pleasure to be on speaking with everybody. So just to give you a brief kind of history background, how I got started with Juice Plus. So I'm actually not new to Juice Plus per se. My sister actually sold Juice Plus 20 years ago back in Texas. And Erin, I don't think I've told you this story. So she would just recently told me that she's a dietitian. My sister's a dietitian and nutritionist. And so of course she has done tons of research and truly just believes in Juice Plus and understands how just impactful and amazing it is. But she had a friend, another dietitian friend, whose son got diagnosed with cancer at a very young age, her friend's son. And the mom just wanted to do everything that she could for her son at that point. And they just did tons of research. They got together, they reviewed everything, and they're like, that's it, Juice Plus. I'm giving him Juice Plus. I know it's not going to cure, but I can guarantee this is going to give him his best days. So I just thought that was really impactful and quite an incredible story. So I've known about Juice Plus for quite a while, but I'm sure like a lot of you, I was like, I'm healthy. I go to the gym, 6 days a week. I eat, lots of fruits and vegetables. I'm very, particular about, my health and my boys' health. Until I started realizing, gosh, my boys, they're not eating their fruits and vegetables like they used to, and it has become a battle. And I also just recently got diagnosed with H. pylori, which is a bacterial gut infection. And everything just kind of went downhill from there. I couldn't eat hardly anything anymore. I was, super intolerant. And so I knew straight away, gosh, I've got to get these nutrients in my body. And so, after speaking with Erin and seeing her amazing face all the time and just loving her personality, I'm like, all right, Erin, all right, let's do this. Let me get those products. And honestly, I, again, just started taking them as part of the family health start plan to get them for my boys. And wow, like I wasn't expecting to feel the way I did. So I always had aches and pains at the gym. And I thought, you know, I'm just getting older, right? You know, my body's changing, you know, it's just, you know, just the way it's going to be. Tired, run down. Well, that's what happens when you have kids, right? I know, just exhausted all the time. But within 6 weeks of taking the capsules, I'm on all 4. And I have to say the omegas, I just can't speak highly enough of those. But after, you know, 4 to 6 weeks on them, no more joint pain. I had no more joint pain going to the gym. It was incredible. I mean, absolutely life-changing for me. I had so much more energy. I was sleeping better. I think, you know, Sue talked about taking the omegas at night. They just really do. They really do help you sleep much, much better, and just repairing your body in the evening. So I have just from firsthand have just had an incredible results that I wish, gosh, you know, I thought I was healthy, but man, you know, little did I know how less nutrients I was getting compared to now that I've got Juice Plus and all these amazing nutrients that my body really does need. Yeah, so it's just a blessing. I think it's just a blessing. I feel it's just been right there. It's been the right time in my life of when it was a great time to start with the business. I'm very passionate about helping others. People say I'm a people pleaser, and I just want to help others. I want to do things for others. And so I want to inspire and help my friends, my family, and everyone else just to get those benefits as well and to feel good. Because I'm sure there's so many people out there who just don't know, they don't realize how much better they could be feeling, how much more improvement they could see in their health with Juice Plus. So that was kind of my start, and just very passionate about that going forward. And I have to say, you know, I've been to events. I was chosen to go do a learning day at the London office, and I'm part of Erin's team, and it is just an incredible company. And I'm just so blessed. It's amazing to see the, you know, Simon and John and James and everyone coming out, supporting us at our events and truly caring about everybody and helping others and caring about the company, and having all those resources available to help you. You know, it's definitely not easy to go out there and talk to others and get your mindset, but you have all those resources and support from your teams and your uplines. And so it's been an incredible journey for me, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
Great, Kelly. Well done. No, thank you very, very much. That was like really a fantastic endorsement, but just so from your heart and everything. So well done. Anyway, I just want to say, Erin, that was unbelievable what you presented. So, you know, I was just thinking to myself, I want to bottle this. You know, this was really, really, really incredible. I've heard a lot of speakers, personal development stuff, and that was really top notch, really, really top notch. And I think everybody would agree with that. So I really ask everyone to just show some appreciation there, because that was like really, really fantastic in the chat. Brilliant. Okay, well, let's move on now. And I'm so excited to introduce this next speaker to us. Now, I know that, you know, look, we've had her on a number of times and she's so good and gracious about coming on, right? But I've never had the privilege of introducing her. And Emma Snedden was one of the people that came into the company just a little bit over 10 years ago, but her impact and her contribution to our business has been absolutely out of this world. She is the most requested speaker on stage at our conferences. She's such a professional, proficient person, but she cares so much. And I can't think of anyone to talk in a better person to talk about why she loves Juice Plus, the Juice Plus company so much. So I'm going to introduce Emma. So Emma joined in March 2013. 39 Club in August 2013, March. So March to August, she went PMD. In October of the same year, she was 100 Club. She was 100 Club in January 2014. So, I mean, incredible trajectory. For the first time in my life, I'm doing something that matters, she says, that makes a real difference in people's lives. I've been able to release myself and my husband from the chains of corporate life, provide our children with parents who are present properly in their lives every day, and it's only just the beginning of our story. The most exciting part is our mission is to help people every day to create the same lifestyles for themselves. If I can do it, they can do it. So everybody, let's just give an enormous round of applause to Emma Snedden.
Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Gosh, if you ever want a compliment, there's the man to go to.
I mean it, though. I mean it.
Do you know what, James? It shows exactly why you're so successful for such a long time in this business. Is you are so kind and loving and the best. Honestly, I really mean that. Like the compliments that you give people, like you're just so, and it comes from your heart, like with no agenda whatsoever. So thank you so much for such a beautiful introduction. I really, really appreciate it. It's interesting actually that that intro that you gave there, you know, the facts and stuff and why I love what we do. I think I wrote that or sent that to you maybe 2, maybe 3 years ago when we first started doing these morning success training calls or for something, and obviously the facts and figures stay the same, but it was interesting to hear it back and think actually what I've written down in capitals on my piece of paper that I wanted to talk about today was helping people. And that is pretty much what you said in that introduction, so that is a theme that has run through and should run through your business every single day. In that, be really proud of that. It is one of the reasons that I am so passionate about Juice Plus, the product and the business, is that we do get to help people every single day. And the people who are long-term success in this business, the people who have, you know, I don't necessarily mean people who come and go in a couple of years and the flash in the pan, things like that. You're always going to get that in any industry, in any business. That's just life. But the people who stay here and build and grow and fluctuate and all of the things that you see in a real business that we have, they are the people who genuinely come from a place of wanting to help other people. And there's very few places where you can help yourself by helping other people. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? You know, sometimes it's one of the things that people criticize our industry for, criticize our business for, is that we take advantage of people. Well, I don't know about you, but when I get my hair cut by my hairdresser, I pay for that. She's good. I appreciate her service. I walk out of there feeling much better than I went in. I don't expect her to do it for free, right? It's the same thing. We use the product, we take the product, we feel the benefit, and we tell other people about it. And I've been doing that for 11 years now, every single day. And I'm incredibly proud of that. And I really want you to come off this call when we finish here, feeling really proud of what we do. And when you wake up every morning proud of what we do, go to bed every night proud of what you do, and what you are going to do if you're only just starting, or even if you're 10 plus years in the business, what you get to do and are going to do. So when somebody does maybe criticize it, and even people that criticize it, it only comes from a place of lack of understanding, that's all. They really understood who we are and what we do and what we're trying to do and what the products are and what they do. If they really understood that, then there would be nothing really to criticize, because we know how good the products are, how great the business is. Is it perfect? No. Is there room for improvement? Of course. There always is. Is there people working on the improvements to the systems and the products all the time? There is people looking to make the products even better, the business even better, the IT system, hooray, even better, right? So no, it's not perfect. Nothing is. Do people make money? Do people make more money one month and less money the next month? Of course, right? That's life. It's a business. So, but the more that you are feeling the passion for what we do and what we get to do, and the more that you're proud of that, and I use that word with a big capital P, Be really proud of it. When people do criticize it, knowing that it comes from a lack of understanding, knowing when people, it's just that they haven't been to an event, they haven't got on a call, don't understand it, you're less affected by that. And that's kind of what some of the guys before me have touched on. And you become, you know, stronger and taller, and the longer that you take the products for, and the more that you feel the benefits for, that passion and love for what we do and get to do grows and grows and grows over time. So you've got to remember, when a new person joins, when you joined, you're like a fresh baby out of the womb. You don't know all of that stuff. You don't understand all of that stuff. And so when you bring somebody into the business, they don't know all that stuff or understand it. It takes time to grow that. You know, we call it the rhino skin. It takes time to grow that. It takes time to grow your experience. It takes time to know how to help people, really. But if you want to, then you'll be able to. And that's a fundamental part of what I want you to share with other people, is if you bring people into your team and into your business who want to help other people, whether that's with their health, with their wellness, with their sleep, like pretty much, when you have a conversation with a friend, a work colleague, you know, get off social media and actually speak to people about what they want. Usually it's something to do with their health, their wellness, their financial situation, their time, those kind of things. Pretty much, if you speak to somebody and say, hey, look, you know, what are your struggles at the moment? Great question to ask anybody. It will be one of those things: health, wellness, time, family, diet, those kind of things. Pretty much everything that people say, we can help them with that if they're open to it. I can help you with that. I might be able to help you with that. I can help you with that. I might be able to help you with that. Whether they want help or not, that's a different matter, right? Some people love to sit in the struggle. That's okay, that's their choice. But when they're ready, they'll remember that you said, I can help you with that, or I might be able to help you with that. I can send you some information that might be able to help you with that. Sowing seeds is what we do. The other person's job is to make the decision about whether they want to get involved or not, business, product, whatever. So I want you to share with me in the comments, off the top of your head, instinctively, what is it that you're passionate about? When someone says, why are you passionate about Juice Plus, which was the title of what I got asked to speak about, there's so much. So let me see in the comments, what is it instinctively, what are you passionate about? It might be products, it might be business, could be anything, right? But instinctively, what is it that makes you passionate? Because the analogy that I wanted to use in a minute, when I have come back and have a look at those, think about your best relationship, romantic relationship, ideally, or friendship even, like might not be the one that you're in right now, might not be, maybe the best one that you've ever had. Or when, you know, and somebody says to you, you know, why are you passionate about your partner? What is it about the person that you live with, sleep with, hang out with, socialize with, spend day to day with? What is it that you're passionate about? And it's quite hard to answer sometimes, especially if you've been in like a long relationship. Have a look through some of those comments there, they're amazing, right? Because there's the obvious things, there's the things that obviously spring to mind, but when you think about it a bit more, when you are in a relationship with somebody, and this business is a relationship between you and the company, and you and the products, and you and your team, it's usually the small things that create the passion. It's usually the small things that keep you there. It's usually this. Is it perfect, everyone's relationship? Of course not, right? It's not real. It's not perfect, nothing is. But the things that create your best relationships are usually like the little things that somebody does. You know, they make you a cup of tea and they bring it in when you're on the Zoom call. Love that. You didn't think about it, didn't ask for it, made the bed, put the cushions on. Right? Use the throw, even though they don't understand why there's cushions and a throw in the bed, they put them on because that's what you wanted. Those little things that people, all the girls are laughing, those little things that people do that create a good relationship with you and them. And this business, when I really thought about it, yeah, there's the obvious things. There's the time freedom, and there's the financial benefits, and there's the friendships and things like that that we excuse me, are some of the obvious things. There's the health benefits that we get, which are many, many fold the longer they use the products for. But the small things that you don't really necessarily think about are the things, for me, that really, when I talk about passion, it's such a good word, isn't it? Passion. It's like, I think they call it onomatopoeic, right? It's kind of, for me, it sounds like what it is, right? You can't say passion without feeling passion. And I really thought about it and I thought it's things for me. So all of the comments there, brilliant, helping people, the product, showing people what's possible, all of those things, right? Then I looked at it and I thought, what else is it? So what has it given me over the last 11 years? What can you offer people and what can you give to yourself through this incredible business, through these amazing products? Like how lucky and fortunate and privileged we are to have an amazing business that is coupled with an amazing product range. Some people have one or the other. Great products, not a great business structure. Great business, not a great product to sell. We have both, and we have longevity. So for me, that was one of the things that I highlighted when I really thought about the longevity of not just what's gone before, but what's coming after. Like I know that in 50 years' time, when I'm heading for 100, this will still be here. Juice Plus will still be here. The need for good health is still going to be here. The need for fruit and vegetables is still going to be here. So not only have we got a massive amount of longevity behind us that gives me passion, the James, the Nicholas, I'm turning into one of those people that's been here for ages, right? I'm so proud of that. That longevity of the company that's been here for so long, supporting people, nurturing people, helping people, growing people, paying people for years, 50 plus years. But on the other side of that, we have that ahead of us too. That creates passion, that creates real solid residual income that you might not have yet, but you can build, that you can show other people how to build. That creates passion for me. So the longevity was a huge one. Perspective. This business gave me perspective on life, on what happens in your life. Erin touched on it, some of the other, and Natalie touched on it. You know, we all have stuff. I say this to my team sometimes and they're like, oh, I've got a lot going on. Show me someone that doesn't. Everybody has a lot going on. Sometimes more than other times. We all have stuff, right? I have stuff, you have stuff, we all have stuff. But you still got to pay your bills when you have stuff going on. You still need to be healthy and well when you have stuff going on. If you have stuff and you can pay your bills, stuff is easier, whatever stuff might be. If you have stuff but you have your health, stuff is easier. So don't use that as a reason not to do it. It's the reason to take the product. It's the reason to do the business. So knowing that this business can give you perspective on your life, that doesn't mean that your stuff isn't important. Gosh, in 11 years, there's stuff that I've had to deal with in my life, in my personal life, my family life. Of course, anyone's in 11 years going to have that. Some of you know some of that stuff, right? But I still had this business to lean into. So it gives you perspective on your own life and also on other people's. It gives you an understanding of people's lives and needs and wants, and that you can help them with that. So that is another thing that makes me passionate about this. It's given, and it will give you perspective if you allow it to make you see people. One of the best pieces of advice I got given, and you will get loads of really good nuggets of advice if you just open your ears and your eyes and your heart and your mind. But one of them was from Linda Evenden, who's in Australia, and I went over there to speak at a conference for them. And she's amazing if you ever get a chance to listen to her. Really, really wise and heart of gold. And she said to me, regardless of what you've got going on in your life, everything has a gift in it. Everything has a gift in it. And she said that your job is to search for the gift in it. And I have held on to that sentence so many times. That was probably 2015 or 16. She said we had that conversation, just sitting in her back garden. It was a flippant comment, really. There's a gift in it. What is the gift in it? And it seems really hard to get your head around. If you're going through a grieving process or illness in the family or financial difficulties or whatever, we get so sat in and stuck in the difficult thing. But my brain now goes straight over to what's the gift in this? And I promise you, there always is. Sometimes it's really, 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 really hard to find, but there's always a gift in it. And it's, for me, quite often it's, your struggle becomes somebody else's instruction manual, right? Whether that's in your business, in your life, in your health, in your family, your relationships, whatever. In this business, we get to do so much of that, to take the things that we've learned and share them with other people, become that instruction manual. So what is the gift in it is a great question, a coaching question that you can have with somebody who has got stuff going on, who is struggling with something. What's the gift in it? That's not selling fruit and vegetables to people. That's not making money. That is helping people while you help yourself. And that one sentence has honestly helped me so much in my life in the last, since she shared that with me. So that was something. And also that leads me on to another thing. I've got like 3 minutes left. So it leads me on to another thing, which is that you get to meet the most inspiring, amazing, knowledgeable, caring, loving, honest, optimistic, positive people in this business. It blows my mind that, like, so many people, whether it's you bump into them in the toilet queue, you hear them on a Zoom call, it's not always the person who's speaking on the call or the person who's on stage. It's the person you met in the toilet that's got the most incredible story. The person who gives you a little nugget like that one I've just shared with you from Linda. Like, this business will give you access to the most incredible people, right? It'll give you access to the people who will just feed your mind and feed your brain and feed your, so while you're feeding your body with Juice Plus, you're feeding all these other parts of your life with all of these fantastic people. Like, where else on God's green earth do you get that for free? Every day there'll be a call you can get on, a Zoom you can get on, a YouTube you can watch. There will be somebody in this business who can feed your brain. It's absolutely outstanding, and that makes me incredibly passionate about this business, about Juice Plus. The other things I had written down that I don't have time to go through them all is things like the obvious ones: the health, the positivity, the energy, but also the optimism. Oh, thanks, Steph. The optimism. And I'm going to kind of probably wrap up with that one, really. And it goes back to the relationship thing. If you're in a really good relationship with somebody, right, a friendship, marriage, partnership, whatever, there is an element of that relationship that has an optimism that runs through it when it's good. Yeah, when it's good, even though I'm not talking like when life's easy, I'm talking about when life's hard. If you've got a good relationship with someone that you're passionate about, there's this underlying element of optimism that we'll get through this. We can do this. We're building something together. We got this. And that optimism that takes you through, you know, in any relationship, the ups and downs, the challenges, all of those things, that it's not, if you've got a good relationship and you have that, even when you're arguing about money or fighting about something or they're struggling through this or like whatever, that underlying optimism that we're in this together, we're building this together, we've got a future together. It's the same with this for me. This underlying all the time optimism that I've got about where this company is going, about where this product is going to take us, like the future that we have. When I look at it and I think the countries that we're not in yet, the products that we haven't even discovered yet, the developments that are coming, the people that are joining, the people that are going to join the team this year, next year, the year after, who haven't even discovered Juice Plus yet, don't know anything about it yet. Like, all of these things, it's almost like you've got the Christmas present and it's all wrapped up under the tree and you're just waiting to, you know, for someone to come along and open it up and see all the positivity, you know, all the optimism and all the stuff that we have here. So there's so many reasons to be passionate about Juice Plus. There's so many things, but it doesn't, like a good relationship, it doesn't just happen. The first 3 or 4 months of a relationship might just happen, magical, all of that. But you have to work at it. You have to put energy into it. You have to put effort into it. You have to give before you get. You have to show and build that passion. And passion comes, you don't know the exact moment when you fell in love with somebody, right? When did you fall in love? What was the thing? What was the thing that they did that made you fall in love with them? What was the thing about Juice Plus that made you passionate? You might not have been the day that you started, you might have been excited. But passion comes with time. Passion comes with energy. Passion comes with getting committed and plugging into the people that can help you to be passionate. That's where passion comes from for me. And it's the biggest gift that you can give yourself and others, is something that people can be passionate about. Because if you have that in your life, along with the health and the wellness and the love and the care, but if you have passion as well, I think you've pretty much got it all, right? Pretty much got it all. So I am going to bring on a gorgeous girl in my team. Steph, who is relatively new in the business. I'm not going to share her story because I want her to do it too. I asked her at the last minute yesterday or the day before to do it, and she was like, I'll do it. So I'm really proud of her. She's a single mom. She's very teachable. That's one thing I'll say about Steph, right? She's very teachable. Everything you sort of say to do, she gets on the calls. She's always going live. She's got Noah, her little boy, with her all the time. And she's really got stuck into this over the last few months. And I really want you guys to hear her story, and I want her to have the opportunity to share it. So whoever is hosting, if you could unmute Steph Harris for me, please. Steph, welcome to the call. I'm super proud of you for jumping on here. Thank you so much for jumping on. So I know that you are building your passion about Juice Plus. So tell us a little bit about why you joined, why you're passionate about it now, and what's your kind of hope for the future?
Hi, Anne. I'd just like to say you're a massive inspiration. You're awesome. So sorry, I need to get myself together.
Deep breath. There you go.
I started 2023 with nowhere to live with my little boy. So we were homeless with an under one. I've been watching Kerry, my upline, for a year and a half then. So then I got to August last year and I had to sell a pair of boots so that I could feed us. So that was it. I was like, Kerry, right, I need to do something about this. So we'd been talking anyway for all those 2 years. I hadn't bought anything. I hadn't joined. Sorry. But watching her and how positive she was, I thought, I'm going to jump on that. It's time to do something, time to change my life. So I made the decision to join, and for this little monster here, I wanted to make sure that he had the best future possible with his mummy, and it has changed my life, if I'm honest. So I do have a couple of health conditions. So the product itself has settled those health conditions. I'm now able to go out with Noah. I've got the energy to go out with Noah, should I say. He's a terrible sleeper, aren't you, babes? So being able to get up and out in the morning, every day, go for a little walk, have some fun, it's a massive change to my life. And the business itself, I got stuck right in because the first video I watched, the passion that comes from everybody that sell this product and believe in this product, because who doesn't? It was massive, and I wanted to research everything. I wanted to watch the videos. I wanted to hear people's stories, and looking at the product itself, how good it is, all the testimonials, it's just magic. I just think it's magic. How people don't know how good nutrition is for you is beyond me. I'm a different person. I was so insecure, so shy. I would never have done this. I wouldn't go live. But now I'm getting the old me back. Let's just put it that way. So yeah, I've got a lot to thank Juice Plus for. So yeah, massive.
Amazing. Thank you, Steph. A little quick one before we wrap up. What's your kind of hope for this for the future? Like, what are you hoping to create or build, or what is it about this that keeps you here?
Okay, so keeping this going, I've had a new teammate join me as well, and she's lovely. And helping her along, building her confidence as well. Of course, I need to secure mine and Noah's future, but just the way I'm trying to help other people as well feel the way I feel now compared to how I did this time last year, and just build the future really. So we're nice and secure.
Sounds good to me. Amazing. Well done. You did an amazing job. Look, great comments in there. Take a couple of seconds to read those. I will hand back to you, James. Thank you so much. Steph, I'm really proud of you. Well done. And thank you for listening, guys. I hope it helps you.
Great. Yeah, thanks. Thank you, Steph. That was like amazing. Really, we applaud your courage on coming on. And Emma, look, what can I say? Absolutely world-class. I mean, a beautifully crafted presentation. Very powerful. Thank you very, very much indeed. So we now come on to our final guest, and this person, I'm so pleased that he is on. Fritz Winter, I'm just about to introduce from Ibiza, PMD in Germany. Germany for Juice Plus is on fire. It's always been like this with Juice Plus. Germany will go ahead of us, of the UK. They will run ahead of us. then we run to catch up with them, and on occasion we've overtaken them. So we've always had that backwards and forward thing, but at the moment Germany is ahead of us in the UK, is on fire, and Fritz is one of the best examples of this incredible new energy which has come into Germany. So I'm going to introduce Fritz now. Fritz is from Germany. He's living in Switzerland now, in Zurich. He joined just 8 years ago. Before Juice Plus, he was working in Lidl, as we know, supermarket chain, and he studied economics. He says, I love traveling. That's why he's in Ibiza right now. So Fritz, we are so excited that you're joining us, and welcome to our Zoom success training. Please, James.
Thank you so much, James. I love this call. I love listening to all of you guys. Thank you so much. I hope the connection and the Wi-Fi is good.
You can see the blue sky. It looks absolutely wonderful.
It's amazing. Like, here are like some palm trees and the ocean. And yeah, but of course, my journey, my Juice Plus journey didn't start under palm trees and didn't start with traveling and an ocean view. So very excited to share a little bit about my story, about my journey, and yeah, giving you like the tips that brought me to PMD. So I started 8 years ago. I was working at a supermarket at Lidl. Maybe you have Lidl at in your country as well. So I was working in the supermarket at Lidl, and I really had the feeling you're just a number. The company and the boss back at Lidl just cared about the numbers, about the revenue, and it just didn't. You just didn't get a lot of recognition. It didn't really feel good. So you were not appreciated as a person. And I was traveling through Australia for 6 months, and then I came back home to Germany and started studying and started working at the supermarket. And after a couple of months, I just already had the feeling, this is not the life I want to live. I want to have more freedom. I want to have more fun. I want to spend time with people I really like. I want to spend time with people I really enjoy spending my time with. So, and I was in a Facebook backpacker group, Australia backpackers, and my upline, Fabian, he made a post inside of this group, and he was talking about traveling, work from the beach, work from anywhere you want to be, have fun, spend time with people you like. And I was like, if just half of what he is saying is true, I am in. I didn't know anything about network marketing. I didn't have like a business background. I was a broke student with the dream and the desire to travel and to see the world. And yes, so I started 8 years ago. And after 2 years, I was able to do the business full time. And so for 6 years now, I'm able to do this incredible, wonderful business full time. It gave me the freedom to travel to more than 30 countries. And back in November, I remember it so clearly. I went to a party. I came back home, slept for like 2 or 3 hours, and it was November in Switzerland. Rainy, bad weather, and I was like, I don't want to stay here anymore in Switzerland. I want sun, I want like better weather, I want like different vibes. And then I booked my flight to Mexico. It was Sunday, and I booked it for the next Sunday. So 1 week later, I went to Mexico in November last year. And then I was like, the best and craziest thing would be hitting PMD from Mexico. So I really did like a lot of calls with all of my teams, and I said to everybody, I'm in Mexico. I'm enjoying my life here, but anyways, I'm going for PMD and I'm all in. So doesn't matter like with the time difference. I don't care about if I need to get up earlier or stay up late. I'm going to do anything that's in my power to hit PMD. And I'm so happy and so proud that we were able to hit PMD from Mexico in November last year. So yeah, and if I think about the kind of the topic of my speech and talk should be, what does it take to become successful? And you need to define success for you, because success looks different for everybody. For me, success in my life means being able to live life on my own terms. So, and this was and still is one of the biggest motivations to do this business. Because I'm able to choose where do I want to be. I'm able to choose the people I want to spend my time with. I'm able to literally do anything in life I want to do. So, and this is what success looks to me, being able to live life on my own terms. So you can just put into the chat, guys, what does success in life and in Choose Plus look like for you? Because if we want to become successful, first of all, we need to know, what does it mean for us to be successful? And Emma said so many amazing things. You were really able to feel her passion, and it definitely takes a lot of passion to become successful in this business. Freedom of choice, freedom to live wherever you want to live, free from my full-time job. Actually, I started and it was more like an away motivation. I wanted to get away from my boss. I wanted to go away from my job. I wanted to get away from the people I was working with. So it started really out of desperation, and it became more to a way and to a motivation of inspiration. So what does it take to become successful? The first pillar, of course, is conversations. And you can ask yourself, how many conversations do you have on a daily basis, on a weekly basis? And what's the quality of the conversations you're having? If you want to become more successful, you need to have more conversations and you need to have better conversations. And to be honest, I was like a really bad communicator. I was a bad listener. I didn't have like a lot of good social skills. I remember when I started 8 years ago, my upline said, he literally said, you don't have any empathy at all. So I really needed to learn this. I read and listened to the audiobooks, How to Win and Influence Friends from Dale Carnegie. I listened to this book. I read this book like 10 times at least until I really was able to communicate better. And so that's the first pillar, conversations. The next pillar is commitment. How committed are you regarding your business? Like, on what level of priority is the business in your life? And I loved what Emma said about the stuff going on. We always have stuff going on. Something is going on all the time. But the question is, are you still able to put the business at the priority you need to put it? And then action. Action is the most important thing. If you don't act, if you don't do the stuff we need to do, nothing ever happens. So the magic is in the doing. the next thing is social media. I'm probably building 70-80% with social media. And it's such an amazing tool to connect with people. Are you guys using TikTok so far? Maybe put a 1 into the chat if you're using TikTok, and put a 2 into the chat if you're not using TikTok. So 1 if you're using TikTok, 2 if you're not using it. Because we have a lot of people doing lots of customers and also partners with TikTok. I don't know how it's in your countries, but I feel like there will be a bunch of new NMDs in the next couple of months and years just utilizing TikTok, because it's pretty easy to go viral. It's not hard to create content. And I have like so many team partners inside of my team. For months, they were like, TikTok, there's just like the young kids, and I don't want to be on TikTok. I want to do silly, funny dancing videos. But then more and more and more people had so much success on TikTok, and then they started also utilizing TikTok, and also TikTok lives. Not sure if you're using TikTok lives, but I have quite some people that are doing 20, 30, 40 customers a month just using and utilizing TikTok live. So if you're down for a little challenge, I challenge everybody here in this call to post maybe their first TikTok videos and go live on TikTok, maybe doing your first live video on TikTok. And the great thing is you can easily download the videos from TikTok and post them to Instagram and post them to Facebook Reels. So you just need to create the content once and then just download it. Several apps to download the videos and the stuff you're posting on TikTok. And then you can upload it to all the other platforms. So, yes. Another point I really want to share with all of you. I was speaking on a call a couple of days ago, and the one who was leading the call asked me, what are you most thankful for? What the business gave you? And I really, really love this question, because from time to time, it's possible that we lose the thankfulness we should have for our business. And I really learned to never, ever take anything for granted what we are getting from our business. Because the money is not for granted, we are getting the people, everything we get from this business is not for granted, but from time to time, we might take it for granted. And the thing I'm most thankful for, what this business gave me, is the person I became. I became so confident, so free, rich, strong. I gained so much empathy. So the business really, really, really helped me to become the best version of myself. And this is the thing I'm most thankful for. The second thing I'm so thankful for is the freedom and the money. Because money is important. I remember just arriving here in Ibiza, visiting some friends. I arrived here 3 days ago, and it was like 4 or 5 degrees in Zurich, where I started my journey, and I arrived here and it was like almost 20 degrees, sunny, and I was happy, smiling. So whoever invented the sentence, money can't buy happiness, never bought a plane ticket or a flight ticket to a sunny place. Because I arrived here and I was so happy, smiling, meeting my friends here, working from here. So the money and the freedom you're able to build with this business is incredible. And I'm so deeply grateful and thankful that this business gives me the opportunity to literally spend time at the places I want to spend my time. And the third thing, Emma was also talking about the amazing people we have inside our company. It's incredible, and it really is a family. And I feel like the people is the most important thing in our lives. I was in Mexico, and the first 2 months I had like quite some friends and also business partners around me. We were doing events, we were meeting up, we were having fun. And the last 1.5, 2 weeks, everybody went home to celebrate Christmas and to celebrate New Year's Eve. And I was kind of alone in Mexico. It was the same place, amazing beaches, sunny weather, everything was perfect, but the people were missing. So the people in our lives is what makes our lives magical, is what makes our lives special, meaningful. And the third thing I'm so thankful for, what this business gave me, is the amazing, incredible people in my life. And that's something you can't just buy it, or you can't just get it somewhere else, because the people here in this company, in this Choose Plus family, are amazing, and you don't find this somewhere else. So what I want to leave you with is just get excited about what this business and these products can change for you and can change for other people. Because I feel like the world really needs us. So many people are behind on their bills, behind on their health, and we really literally have the best solution and the best thing ever to help them. And you can really create the life of your dreams. So dream big, dream like crazy, because literally anything is possible in this business. And I really believe in you. I believe that you can achieve whatever you want to achieve. So let's go out, let's crush this and make the world a healthier and wealthier place, because we have the best solution, the best opportunity, and the best thing to make this world a better place, with more love, with more abundance, and more freedom for everybody who's living this life right now. Thank you so much, James, for having me. Thank you for the invitation. And thank you for listening. And I hope I was able to give you some guidance and some tips and some value.
Well, Fritz, that was like amazing. I mean, you know, first of all, obviously speaking, I mean, I know you guys speak English so well, but just perfectly presented, perfectly delivered, very, very clear English, absolutely tremendous. But the passion and the reality and the sincerity with which you present and what you're saying is so awesome. And really, I just think you just spoke so clearly. And you know, really, what more can we say? I mean, you know, this is really something very, very special we have here, and to have international guests on as well, not just from the UK, but verifying what we're talking about, but in such a deep way, makes us realize what a big world impact we can have. So thank you so much, Fritz, for coming on. And we really look forward to seeing you in Madrid.
Of course. I'm so excited for Madrid. You all need to be there, guys.
And will you have, obviously you're going to have a big team there. You've got a big team coming to Madrid.
Yeah, definitely. So right now we are really doing a lot of events. I was in Mexico. I came back to Germany, and I did like a little Germany, Austria, Switzerland tour, which was 7,000 kilometers in the car. So I was like, when I came back from Mexico, I was like ready to meet my team again, give them the energy. And it was like 2.5 weeks. I was visiting almost all of my team all around Germany, Austria, Switzerland. And now we are doing like a monthly kind of business event, Power Day event, which is like a one-day event. and we are promoting Madrid like crazy, and it makes such a big difference to really be at every event possible and bring as many people as possible.
Yeah, and Fritz, that's amazing. I mean, Germany is on fire, isn't it, with Juice Plus? I mean, absolutely on fire. I mean, you've got so many NMDs coming through, PMDs, yourself just going PMD. What is it that's going on in Germany that is just making this massive energy and massive progress?
I really feel like the biggest change is that we are, or it's not a change, it's sometimes we need to remember what worked in the past. And during COVID, everybody was a little bit lazy. We were doing a lot online. And my team is also doing lots of small in-home meetings, even if it's just like 2 or 3 people. And you can even like start with a business breakfast where you and your team meet on like a weekly basis or every 2 weeks for a nice breakfast, and everybody can bring guests, and then yeah, you make some shakes, have fun. So I really feel like all these little events build up the energy, because people want to connect with each other. People want to, that's like one thing human beings crave the most, to be really able to communicate. And it's amazing that I'm able to speak to you from Ibiza looking at the ocean, but it would be so much more fun if we would be like in a room. Just imagine 100 people or 84 people in a room offline, and we would have like a face-to-face conversation. The energy would be higher. It would be even better. So all these little in-home meetings, all these little events build up the energy, and it just spreads like a positive virus.
Yeah, I love it. I really love it. Well, look, Fritz, thank you very, very, very much indeed. And we're so grateful. We really look forward to seeing you in Madrid and shaking your hand, and you know, and building the energy together for what I believe is going to be an unbelievable year for us, 2024. So thank you everyone for coming on today. Thank you for all our wonderful speakers. I'm sorry that we've run so much over time, but I think it's really worth it. I mean, I've literally written reams of notes here. And for me, I mean, I think the most positive thing about this is attending, you know, obviously everybody else comes on, but, you know, I get so much value out of it myself, and well done everyone for being on. And it's just incredible what we're doing together. So thank you, everyone. We'll really look forward to seeing you soon. And we look forward to making the world a much better place with Juice Plus. So see you soon. Take care. And thank you, everyone, very, very much. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Bye.